Hi Capricorn, welcome to your month ahead horoscope with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't already, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and it resonates, hit that subscribe button. If you are already a continued subby, you know I love you for it. With that said, if you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can do so on the website address below. And if you want to get onto the winter solstice alignment activation session, and you guys really want to be on this, because I'm going to be talking a lot about the Saturn-Pluto conjunction that's taking place in your sign, right? So sun, moon, or rising, whichever it is, this is going to be it's going to be a big event for everybody, but it's going to be a big event for you guys especially. I'll be talking about the numerology of the year, loads of stuff. So if you want to be on it, get on it. With that said, I have created a retrograde survival kit. It's half price until Mercury goes retrograde. It's going to set you up for all of the planetary retrogrades that you might face, right? So it's currently $19.99. It will go up to $39.99 when Mercury goes direct, so goes retrograde even. So if you want to get on that, I would hit the link in the description box below. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless all of my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise, and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So let's see what the month ahead has in store for you. What is taking place for you, Capricorn? This month, your actions and interactions with the world at large are the Page of Swords, right? So this is interviews. This is you getting to know people. It's you networking. It's you kind of doing the out and about thing, right? Interestingly enough, it does look like you're going to come up against some people that you think, oh, do you know what? This person is such a douchebag. Like, you know, sometimes you do. Sometimes it happens. It looks like it's going to be a very communicative month, right? You're talking to a lot of people. People want to interview you. People want to get hold of you. People are looking for your opinion. This is going to be a month where you're actually in quite high demand, right? Which is always lovely. It's nice to feel important. And you are a Capricorn after all. The fact that you've got the Page of Swords though, and your actions and interactions with the world at large means that you're kind of choosing. It's almost like you're being selective about who it is that you want to talk to, who it is that you interact with. Unfortunately, you're not going to be able to be so selective this month. It's kind of like your boss, you know, if you work for somebody, your boss could be saying, look, you know what, I really need you to do this. I really need you to be a part of this. And then on top of that, you've got all of your own stuff going on, right? But the Page of Swords is interviews. For some of you, it could be about radio. You could find yourself, you know, being invited to talk on the radio about something. You could be invited to speak publicly this month about something. And it bodes really well for you. The only thing that I will say, because there is a lot of air energy this month, and air and earth are, you know, they're opposite elements. So you may don't let whatever is important to you to get across to people, don't let it get lost in translation, right? It's really important this month that you say what you mean and mean what you say. And that's not to say that you don't always. It's more to say that somebody might try to intervene on your behalf, and you might find yourself having to interact with people who don't necessarily get what you're trying to actually say. And so therefore the message that's conveyed on your behalf, do you know what I mean? So this is why I say, if you're here, there and everywhere, as another sign is this month as well, very interesting, it's going to be really important for you to be there, right? Don't let anybody go in your stead. Don't let anybody translate for you, or don't let anybody not shortlist, what's the word? Don't let anybody take your notes, right? Or take notes for you, because the likelihood of what they deliver compared to what you actually said is going to be very, very, it will be different. All right. The other thing as well, you could be asked for your opinion about some stuff this month, especially at work. And the chances are the opinion you give will be an unpopular one, but you must give it anyway. All right. Your Seven of Wands in your finances, in your money and material sector. So the Seven of Wands is, yes, it's about defending your viewpoint and having the moral high ground and all the rest of it, but it's also about making space for something. It's also making a safe space for something. And when it comes to your finances, this month you could be saying to yourself, right, okay, I want to get on track with this stuff, and I'm going to have to start making some cuts. I'm going to have to start, being more aware. And it looks like this message is coming through for everybody, no matter what card they have. The message is very similar. This month, everybody's getting a lot more financially savvy. This month, everybody's kind of saying to themselves, right, okay, how can I get the most out of what I want? All the rest of it. But especially with this Seven of Wands, this sees you really looking at your money and materials, and it could see you, especially when it comes to work, saying, you know what, I'm happy to do this, I'm happy to be on hand, on call, all the rest of it, but the rewards from that, I'm going to need to see some of that reciprocation on another level, because your money and materials can also represent your home or your health. This month, it's really important for you to take rest wherever you can, because your immune system could suffer. And this is largely because there's so much going on in the mind that it's so busy that your adrenaline could be going a lot. So therefore, you're feeling quite tired or run down. Your nervous system as well this month could take a real beating. So just keep an eye on those things. Obviously, I'm not a doctor. I can't give you medical advice, but I can tell you what the cards are telling me. So your communications with the world at large. I'm interested to see what it is actually, because this is, okay, you've had one jump out. Ooh. You got the Two of Cups, right? So your communications looks really good. It looks like you being taken to places, going to interviews and all the rest of it, lots of invites. But more importantly, it looks like you are networking your tushy off, which is brilliant, right? Again, some of the people that you come across, you might think, oh, do you know what? This guy is a douche, or this woman is a douche. Like, do you know what I mean? And it's kind of one of those things that you could be thinking to yourself, oh, do you know what? This person doesn't know their butt from their elbow. And unfortunately, that's going to be a part of it. But in all of the not so great connections that are forged, there are going to be some amazing connections forged. For some of you, especially those of you that are single, maybe even one or two prospects in the old love department could be coming through. So keep that in mind, right? Remain open when it comes to communication this month. There's going to be so much of it that I just want you to shine, as a Capricorn should, right? You come as you are, be your absolute best self. Humor those people that are, obviously not on your wavelength or whatever. Just kind of try to roll with it, all right? And then finally, your heart and half sector in your love and personal relationships, you got the Fool card, a new beginning, right? This is a new start when it comes to love. For those of you that are single, this person that I've been seeing for a lot of you coming in could very well show up this month. I do believe it will be before the end of the year. I kind of feel like you will meet this person before 2020. But for some of you, it could very well happen this month. This person could completely take you by surprise and completely rub you the wrong way. For those of you that are partnered, this is a new beginning in your love relationship. It's you making a start and saying, you know what, we need to bring more humor back into our relationship. This is about you seeking the things that are going to make your lives more fun, things that are going to make your lives more enjoyable. For a select few of you, my advice would be to be very careful this month, because if you don't want any more children, it's definitely a possibility. So keep that in mind. All right, you got the Fool card, right? I mean, it will be a welcome surprise, but it's definitely a possibility. So your first week of the month, you've got the Moon card underneath the Page of Swords. Yeah, it looks like some of the lines of what you want to be associated with and what you're actually saying could become a bit blurred. It could be that you're saying, actually, do you know what? That's not really the message that I was trying to convey. So just keep an eye on that. And this is why I say, don't let anyone go in your stead. Don't let anybody take notes for you to deliver to somebody else. Make sure that you are present, and it is going to be tiring because, like I said, you're networking. There's lots going on. It's kind of like you're expected to be in all places at once. but better that than having to do the recon that will come off the back of it, right? So your second week of the month, you got the Hanged Man, right? So lots of water, lots of Neptunian, Piscean energy coming through here in the weeks and how it kind of evolves. When it comes to your finances, really set some boundaries about what you expect, about what you see or deem as a fair reward. When it comes to things like overtime, when it comes to things like royalties, when it comes to bonuses, anything of that nature, you need to be really clear on this month. And if you can, my mum used to have this trick that I used to laugh about. Like whenever she made an order for anything, whether it was curtains or a takeaway, she would have the person repeat back to her what she'd. Do you know what I mean? And it is kind of that energy. When it comes to your finances this month, you've got to be on it. As I said as well, in terms of your physical health, this could be a tiring month because you're so busy. Like there's so much going on. Your third week of the month, you've got the Empress right now. So look at this. I mean, communications looks absolutely brilliant. Networking is taking off. You've got the Empress here, which means there could be a lot of talks about, future investment. There could be a lot of talks about how to get the most out of what you already have. But more importantly, this is about networking with people that are of a similar nature, with people that are of a similar ilk. And you could be finding that the conversations that you have this month are tapping you more into that energy of how do I enjoy life more? Do you know what I mean? Like there's a lot of fun and frivolous conversation happening this month. And sometimes that's not really stuff that Capricorns like much of. You guys tend to be a bit more serious. Like even your humor is serious. This month you need to find a way to learn how to engage in the small talk. You need to find, like, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying start watching the Kardashians or anything like that. I'm just saying find a way for you to make life a little bit lighter, to bring more enjoyment and happiness into life through your communications and the people that you interact with, because that's going to spill over into your relationship. And then finally, your fourth week of the month is the Hermit, right? So this could be where you're kind of saying to yourself, right, that has been a whirlwind month and now I'm going to take a beat. Now I'm going to take a moment to relax, rest, recuperate, get my wits about me and ask myself, what are the next steps from here? But you are very busy this month. This last week of the month sees you really slowing it down and easing it up. With the Fool card in close proximity, is when it comes to your personal relationships, for those of you that are single, this could be you saying, you know what, yeah, I'm going to ease it down a bit. And more importantly, when this person shows up, I'm going to ask myself what the resistance is. And that's one thing that is really quite prominent to me. It's almost like you're asking yourself, what is my resistance? What is it about relationships that, I say that I want them, but I'm repelling them by thinking or feeling ... For those of you that are partnered, you've got the Hermit card with the Fool card. This is about you and the partner doing something together, going on a short weekend break, announcing to everybody, actually, we can't come to such and such because we're going away for the weekend, or, I've just booked us a spa. It will be something probably spontaneous, the Fool card. The Hermit is a journey, right? So there's some sort of trip coming up for those of you that are partnered that could go down very, very well. And you could really rediscover what it is to laugh, at, with, for, over each other. So your key to the month is... You got the King of Cups. This is beautiful, right? So your emotions are going through a complete overhaul and you are going to be feeling this month. This, again, not really a word that you associate with Capricorn, but this month you are feeling it. You're feeling that you want to get tapped into the zest of life. You are looking for more of that energy, and this month you will find it. You've got the King of Cups, which suggests not only is there a possible offer on the table, but it really does. I mean, look at that as well. Look at him on the card. He looks so opulent and so what's the word? Like, you know, just well, like really well. He looks actually more Jupiterian than anything else. He looks, you know, really lordly and enjoyable. But yeah, there's a lot of enjoyment to be had this month if you can remind yourself that not everything has to be so serious. All right, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic month. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.